What's up, you guys? Danger Rock here, bringing to you a special review today because today we're going to be looking at the Spider-Man Spider Sense Attack Spider-Man action figure made by Toybiz. This is a 6-inch superposable action figure, and honestly, it really brings out a really nice look to the figure. This is like a comic accurate design, and that's what I really like about it. And this is a loose figure, and he's still superposable, and that's what I really like about him. So what I'm going to be doing today is taking a closer look at him and comparing him to some other Spider-Man superposable action figures that I have. Taking a closer look at the figure. This one here actually had a light up feature, which it has these two holes right here on his back, which you would plug something into him and his eyes would light up. However, though, on this one, the eyes are painted white. So this is actually a different variation of this figure. Not all the Spider-Man figures that are called the Spider Sense Attack Spider-Man have these white eyes. There's some where the eyes are actually translucent, and that's how they light up. So I was thinking, was this one just painted that way, or this one was actually made that way? And after doing some research on him, it turns out that he was actually made this way. So that's actually really interesting because I thought if it was custom made, it looks like a really good paint job, but it's not. This is the way it came from the factory. So what I want to do is just see if I could get a year on this guy at the bottom of his foot. It looks like it says 2002, right? Yeah, 2002. So this guy kind of has like almost like a McFarlane type Spider-Man design. I've seen people confuse this with the McFarlane superposable Spider-Man. I think it's just because of the thin body frame that it's on, and the spider logo on his chest kind of makes it look that way. Also, what's really interesting about this figure is just look at the lines on his costume. They look like perfectly straight, which you don't really see a lot of that on a Spider-Man figure. You usually just see the webbing patterns go across. But what I absolutely love about this guy is some of the parts of him, it's not just red and blue. He's actually a darker red and blue, which if you look at him from the side and you look at this black right here at the top of his mask, it kind of looks like this figure has a shadow effect, which looks really, really nice. I mean, this kind of looks like a comic creation that has been brought to life, and that's what I really like about it so much. And adding to that, it's not just that the web lines are painted black. They're actually sculpted in there as well. Like, you could actually tell this is not just paint. This is like a hell of a good job of sculpting detail, which is really nice. So moving into the articulation with this guy, you can fully rotate his head a full 360. The head doesn't really hinge up really far at all because it's on this joint right here where it doesn't really have any articulation up and down whatsoever. So it just nods side to side. It pivots a little bit side to side, but that's about it. Arms can fully rotate. Shoulders could go up pretty far. It has a hinge that allows it to go up extremely far. It swivels right here on the arms, bends at the elbows. No swiveling in the wrist whatsoever, but his hand does articulate also. And what he has is that he has a diaphragm joint right here that you could actually move this chest up pretty far. It goes down pretty far as well. He also has a waist swivel, which is really, really cool. His legs kick outward that far. They bend at the knees. They swivel at the feet. His feet can hinge up and down. And he does have toe articulation, which is actually really, really nice. And it can't really kick far back at all because this hinge right here on his back prevents it from doing so. But you can get him to do a split. You can see the hinge right here. This is as far up as it goes. So that's actually really, really nice. And I think another thing that you could tell is that what I like about the Spider-Man figure is that it almost looks like the body of a teenager. I mean, you could tell because he looks really, really skinny. And I like the way I could like distinguish which Spider-Man this is, like on my shelf compared to all my other ones. I also, I think I did mention that his knees rotate. He has calf rotation right here. I think I did say that already, but if I didn't, his legs do move in that direction. And what's interesting is he has an opening hand, like a wall crawling hand. And he has this other hand that's kind of like in a gripping pose, which is actually really interesting. They didn't decide to go with two open hands or two fisted hands. So if you could get him in a wall crawling pose, his hands are just stuck in that position. But it's okay because on my shelf, I just have Spider-Man standing up completely straight next to my other Spider-Man figures. So here he is standing up straight. His legs look a little wobbly because some of the joints on this guy are loose. And what I want to do as far as comparisons go is right here I'm bringing in the Urban Legends Spider-Man, because just to show you guys like the difference in like the width of these figures, that the Urban Legends Spider-Man right here has a wide chest. He actually looks more muscular. He almost looks like a steroid Spider-Man almost because of how big his chest proportions are. But I actually really, really like it. Also, this guy has butterfly joints right here, which I really like. He has finger articulation, but it's just his two fingers. But I absolutely love both of these Spider-Man figures. I mean, I think what's cool about them is the reds are similar but different. The web lines are completely different, so you could tell Toybiz definitely wanted to represent different comic book artists at the time, which is actually really cool. And just look at how much bigger the eyes are on this Urban Legends Spider-Man. That looks really, really nice. Another thing that I'd like to mention is not only is the spider logo on the chest completely different, but the web lines are sculpted right here on this guy. Here they're just painted black, which it's actually okay because both of them, I like both Spider-Mans for different reasons. I also noticed that these both do have toe articulation, which is actually really, really good. I don't really have any minor or major gripes with any of these. I just kind of just love having all these different Spider-Man figures. So what I want to do is, if we turn them around, we could take a look at the spider logos on both of these, and as you could see, they are both completely different. So it's nice to have different looking Spider-Mans. So that's actually really, really cool. Another thing I just noticed with this guy is, I don't know if it's just on my figure, but the bottom of his leg right here has a joint right here, which I could still bend his knees without any trouble whatsoever. But it kind of looks like his bottom of his leg is just hinged out more. It might just be wear on this figure, but I'm not all entirely sure. But yeah, taking a close look at both these guys next to each other, it's really hard to tell which one is better because both of them are really great. But setting this guy aside and going back to this guy, I wouldn't say this is the definitive Spider-Man figure to have, but for me, in terms of vintage, like classic, he's definitely up there. So this is a must-have to the collection. So if you don't have this guy already, you definitely want to pick him up. He will not disappoint you. So yeah, this has been my review of the Toybiz Spider-Man Spider Sense Attack Spider-Man 6-inch action figure made by Toybiz. If you like this video, please leave a like. Please subscribe to my YouTube channel. Let me know in the comment section down below, what do you think of this figure? Does this figure bring back any happy memories from the good old Toybiz days? And what are your final thoughts on this guy? Do you think he's worth picking up? Is he a worthy addition to your Spider-Man display? I really look forward from hearing from you all. Thank you guys for watching as always, and I'll see you guys on the next video review.